waited off that silly corrosion. Now that I have confirmed that, I should really be paying more attention to those Goliath frogs and putting on the ring of resist corrosion that we're carrying around for just such an occasion. Perfect. Using a whole lot of piety here. I should maybe think about finding myself a flame brand weapon instead. I'm gonna pop into here, hide in the corner, back into my little hidey hole, and keep going. Not really too close to any stairs to share in the experience with my buddies, but that looks like the floor. Perfect. All of the downstairs are gathered in one place, which seems pretty awesome for us. So I'm going to recall everyone to this exact spot, tell them to just hang out, and maybe before we go down, I should do a tiny bit of inventory management here. We can at least use the Identify potion on one of these potion stacks. Wow, we have a lot of potion stacks. Do we not have haste identified yet? /dash, check it out. Ooh, one of those is haste. I really want quick access to that panic button. Hopefully we see some more Identify scrolls right away here. But let's drop Amnesia, and there we go. Even just having a couple of inventory slots open for a quick pickup. As long as we're body blocked from the swamp worm, I will happily just bring all of you up to my friends here. And it's going to be chaos. People might die, especially with the bog body. Oh, anyone else on my team die? Doesn't look like it. We might be okay there. Ooh, a little bit sketchy with the bog body specifically, but hopefully we can keep everyone alive. We're doing our best this time around. Oh, which I say immediately as I almost lose another orc warrior to an errant strike from that buddy. But rebuilding our piety slowly but surely. 2 of these little Goliath buddies. Okay, I'm taking off my ring of protection for resist corrosion this time around. Let's play this smart. Unfortunately, they can both hit us at the same time in this position, which is quite bad. Let's bring this buddy back a bit. One smite's going to be thrown in just to ensure the finisher there. Better safe than sorry, and we have the Amulet of Faith, so I'm hoping we can afford these piety burns a bit more than usual. We fell into a toxic bog. Oh, I'd never seen you do that before. Interesting. Was that hurl sludge mixed with water? Something like that? Very scary. Well, come at me, Fenwitch. Let's bring you upstairs. Nobody step into that fire, please. We're in a toxic bog. That's also not great. Wait. Okay, the toxic bog is gone now? I think so. My orc buddy is hanging out in the fire, just like we thought they might. Okay, going downstairs, put out the fire. Perfect. Then if we all gang up together, awesome. Slowly but surely, you guys will gain ranks in the army here. Let's head back down. Bunny up. Bunny ups will close the distance to us quickly, and we will take damage. I'm going up almost guaranteed after they've spent the whole approach winding up, but not too bad there. And everyone's coming right into our area of influence here. It is really nice to have all these stairwells in one place, because it means that we can pop up any of these stairways and be pretty guaranteed to get at least a couple of free hits in. But yeah, it's not too tedious just going up and down like this. It's only when I have to drag monsters vast distances that I get a bit more annoyed. Nice stair dancing. Thanks, Cowboy Jim. Yeah, trying to take your advice to heart here. Specifically, when the floor is this perfectly set up for it, I see no excuse not to. Ooh, this is an excuse not to, though. I don't want to lose everyone in clouds of poison, so we are going to drag this buddy. Wow, stop spitting. Guess we have lots of resist poison, so I shouldn't be too worried about it. But this would absolutely decimate our ranks, so definitely happy to take that fight on our own here. Another Goliath Beetle. We actually never took off our resist corrosion ring, but let's take you upstairs. Give experience to the whole crowd. In fact, if I look back up there, Orc, Warrior, and Wizard, and Priest, nice. If we can get those Priests and Wizards leveled up before they find themselves in any kind of real danger, we may just have a pretty schwanky army on our hands. Dang it. Stepped off the stairs at a bad time there. There we go. Take the frog, or not the frog, the crab upstairs. Okay. We need to do this fast, team, before he has a chance to do exactly that. Dang it. Lost one orc in the fray there. Maybe that's it, though. Perfect. We'll head downstairs, let those clouds dissipate on their own. Oh, you can... Oh, whoops. I messed up my own placement there. That's what we were trying to do. You know what, that all kind of worked out in the end. Maybe it's just meant to be. Pretty solid here. You have a few warlords now. Yeah, one of them we actually got just from Orc. On the death blow, they joined our side, so got pretty lucky there. Now it's just keeping them alive until they get some names and we can give them some of our fancy equipment that we're holding on to here. We have our second poison branded trident that we can give to one of our followers. It's kind of poor timing on it just because we're getting to the point of the game where a lot fewer enemies are vulnerable to poison, but I guess with the poison weapons, at least some of the time they still apply even through at least the lighter levels of resistance. But okay, let's throw down a Ring of Flight for now. No, keep the ring, throw the potions of flight away. That's a more sustainable approach to the deal there. And let's see what this silly ring does. Ring of Evasion is alright, but I do like having the nice amount of AC here. All the branded polearms are nice to give. Yeah, and especially it's a demon trident with +3, so that doesn't hurt for sure. Just on its own there. But definitely take out any of these mass poisoners on our own. Hello, I believe we can walk on water. Perfect. And a shambling mangrove. I'm gonna try and play some sight games here so that they can't constrict us for too many turns in a row, but this should be a decent time to make a stand here. Not too bad. Oh, what happened there? Oh, I rampaged. Right, that's important to keep in mind, but we have this beautiful choke here. I'm in fact going to smite the Hydra out of existence before we have to get hit by them at all here. And let's just enjoy this perfect position that just happened to be in front of us here. Fortunately, the rampage didn't cause an enemy to step in there in a bad way. Oh, I really want that blinking scroll, but I don't want that swamp worm yanking me somewhere unfortunate here. Perfect. Ooh, gifted orcs. Prefer if you all survived. Run this way if you would be so kind. Oh, I was kind of hoping I might be able to kill it while they're still in sight range. That way they'd at least get the experience, but that's fine. Come back to following me and let's escort these buddies upstairs. Perfect. Tell them to guard. Awesome. A lot of times I do like using those free BO reinforcements as just like the free gift that they are. Hope that they level up, but it's not that bad if you lose them. But now that we have a nice little army forming, maybe we should try our best to keep everyone alive and kicking. We'll definitely head to this stairway here. This is all shallow water, so everyone can surround the area here, no problem. Oh, and thanks for the follow, Brain. Appreciate it a whole lot. And let's recall everyone to this area now. It's a little scarier in terms of leaving them to fight on their own here, just because in the shallow water, they'll fumble around a bit, but you kids should all be okay. Oops, there we go. Pop around the corner, get the harpoon shot out of the way here before something truly unfortunate happens. Getting an unidentified scroll is pretty sweet. I'm hoping that's a brand weapon, but there's no guarantee. Seeing all those might symbols appear in one turn there, pretty satisfying. That's right, I even kind of forgot that we also got the Orc Sorcerer in the same way as this second Warlord here, just for free. So that was pretty sweet. Thanks for explaining what you're doing and thinking. I try my best. Definitely can be hard sometimes to keep it up, especially when I find myself in scary situations and really needing to think, but we'll always try here. There we go. Dancing next to the stairs. Ooh, there is a tree up here. I was hoping we'd isolate her from the tree there and not have to worry about the healing effect that they have, but that's all good. Managed to clear. I don't think we lost anyone, even though it's getting a little chaotic out there in the big old group. We'll again switch to corrosion here. Just take this buddy out on our own. Should also, this time, I think I'm gonna fight the ghost crab. I was gonna say on my own, but it'd be nice if it walked up to me. Wait a few turns. Okay. Ooh, not everyone was gathered around. I was hoping to kill it in one turn. Hey, I'll take that. That works for me as well. As long as my followers don't get absolutely engulfed in spectral mists and clouds, I'm happy. And holy, a whole bunch of enchant weapon scrolls. That's pretty awesome too. I'm immediately going to smite this bloated husk so I don't have to worry about that. And it's kind of nice because it causes noise in that location. So it'll kind of draw enemies over to there, maybe group them up for us to take care of in the future here. Take this buddy up, share the experience around, maybe take a split-second break here to take a sip. Once I start getting absorbed in the run, I just completely forget that I have this nice cold drink just heating up next to me. Probably trying to enjoy that while it's cold, especially since I myself am a little warm at the moment. Okay, bunny up, get over here. Oh, you know, I mentioned that the Ianomia, I need to look at that word again, remember how to pronounce it, but the tree witch ladies were the first buddy I found, but I actually might have run into a bunyip as the first new enemy encounter, which was pretty scary. Anything that hits 3 times 40 damage is a little bit frightening. Here I'm gonna fight everything because these are 2 enemies that cause a lot of grief for our army. Oh, I didn't see this bloated husk coming. Just in time though. Managed to explode them just outside of the range. She'd love to see it. And back down we go. Oh, 6-headed Hydra. Definitely the one nice thing about Auto Explorer is it points out a lot of things that I'm too dumb to notice myself. Tap, tap, tab. Liberal use of the tab key at this point in the run here as we're feeling a bit comfortable, though staying cautious because I don't want to throw away the run in a silly mistake here. It can happen at any moment in this game. Ooh, an embroidered scarf. So even if this is just +1, it's better than our current cloak, and it might have a nice effect on it as well. Of course, our inventory getting full again. Let's use our identify scroll. Ooh, we have 2 unidentified. So \dash gets us to the unidentified stuff, and we can see. I guess if it's silence or brand weapon, we don't necessarily want to use it. Actually, I lied. If it's brand weapon, we just slap that bad boy on our axe right now. I'm debating if it's worth throwing away an identify scroll. We're a little short on them at this point in the run, especially since I also really want to identify that haste potion and get that as a possible panic button. I'm sure we have like mutation, haste, let's see, 3. Oh, we have 4 unidentified potions. So yeah, it's got to be these 4. And we probably have no experience potions on us. Oh, that's fun. That's not a great panic button roulette system there, though. If we want to leave those unidentified, magic does nothing for us. Mutation and Berserk Rage at the wrong time would be absolutely horrible. We're gonna re-identify this scroll. It was brand weapon, so that worked out perfectly here. We'll pop it on our broadaxe and we get electrocution right away, which is another really awesome brand to have. It's slightly less effective on things that hit slowly and have high base damage because you're not going to get any scaling there, but it at least is something that a lot of monsters don't have resistances to, so I'll take that trade-off as a pretty much endgame weapon here. In fact, I'm going to throw these enchant weapon scrolls just right on that bad boy now. I mean, in a 3-rune short game here, I was secretly hoping for something like Vampiric Draining, because that's super just handy for pure survivability in the early, well, I guess the non-extended late game is what I'm going for there. But I will take Electrocution for sure. Nice axe boost, yeah, very happy with that. We should be seeing increases off that right away here, or returns. I think that's the word my brain was going for. But awesome, we're also up to 2 identify. Forgot to use my identify scroll, which means we'll get some of these potions sorted. There we go, we identified haste, so now we have 4 really solid panic buttons that give us, in many cases, essentially like twice as many turns to react and deal with everything, and also just a easier time running away, if that is the solution to our problems. So very awesome. I'm just going to be slapping all of these enchant weapon scrolls directly onto this axe now. It's always really handy to find yourself an essentially endgame weapon at this point in the game. Could definitely end up changing our mind if we see like some really cool artifacts or something in that regard, but we'll have to see. I decided to take this gifted reinforcement batch with me for at least a little bit here. But after losing the priest, I'm debating if I should drop these buddies off with the babysitters upstairs. You know what, now we have a lot of army waiting for us to use in the future, so let's maybe take this crew with us. We'll still try our best to keep them alive. I'm going to try and put myself in the way of most of the enemies, and especially, I was about to say kill anything that's right next to that basic orc. And as I say so, that basic orc levels up right away, which is pretty sweet. In fact, we also got our first knight here, which does wonders for our damage output. In fact, wow, I didn't even fully notice that we're in Lair 4 here, or Swamp 4, I should say. This hasn't felt like an end vault level danger. Oh gosh, retreat up here. Oh, there's a foxfire thing up there, though. Oh no, my entire army's probably dead. Whoops. Okay. So, as I was talking about the end vault, we found the end vault. Which is definitely can be scary. We don't quite know what's in this yet. It could be the Liarnan Hydra. Something silly like that. But I mean, we can probably start walking up and kind of bringing these buddies with us, even just to get a better mental inventory, because I'm hoping this is more of a kind of swampy dragon lair. But if it's the Liarnan Hydra, we're going to need a whole lot of piety and just spam smite on that bad boy is my go-to answer here, I think. But we also need smites for all these hydras, because we have no flaming. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to back off for now. Buddy, can you please keep retreating? Keep running. Don't stop. Oh gosh. Hydra's caught up, right? They're fast in water. Always forget about that little tidbit. This knight might not make it. I'm just gonna bite the bullet on that now, I think. They're still retreating. Oh, they might be okay. They're out of the clouds. Hey, no. No. Stay back. Oh, gosh. Oh, shoot. I should have just taken you upstairs. Happy my group is not around to get slaughtered by these hydras and give them a bunch of extra heads. This is already scary enough as is. Whew, okay. Now we can take a bit of a breath of relief. We did use up a whole lot of piety, but that's why we have it saved up for these kind of end vault scenarios for sure. What I want to do now, though, is potentially search up flaming. Yeah, I didn't think we'd seen a flaming axe at all, unfortunately. It's definitely a nice way to take care of hydras instead of having to always burn through this much piety, especially when we're seeing hydras in these numbers here. But let's see, what were we leaving below us here? Got some swamp dragons. I might lose you. Okay, TR, fall back over there, please. I'll probably stand on these stairs. It's nice because we're in a bit of a corner here, which means the giant dragons that would normally push us back off of the stairway, we don't have to worry about quite as much here. So I'm happy to use this stairway as a bit of a staging point. And as soon as things start looking sketchy, we'll retreat the heck out of here. But so far, this is promising just because I'd rather have a bunch of poison drakes and dragons than a Laren and Hydra. I don't quite remember. I've only seen the Laren and Hydra vault a couple of times, and I can't remember if it's all Hydras that you fight there, or if you also see the kind of swamp variant dragons as well. So in a bit of a mystery here, a bit of a pickle. But this corridor is pretty sick. How many heads do you have? 6. Because the thing I just thought of now, it's a bit too late to be putting this into practice, but one possible solution to hydras, and something that we will be using in the future with any of these brute runs, is throwing, because with nice javelins, it's pretty easy to take care of them, and especially in a vault like this, being able to hit all the hydras with each javelin throw is pretty awesome. But here, I guess, I am just going to throw smites at the problem here. We'll see how many more hydras we run into. If we have to retreat, I don't mind too much. It'll mean the second rune vault that we had to leave for a later time here, but all that matters is surviving, really, at the end of the day here. Oh, hey, look at that. It's the Laren and Hydra. Okay, so the 27 Hydra. Huge beast, mightiest of Hydras. Infamous in myth and legend. In fact, they are. Also, crap. Levels surrounded in water. That's not great. But there are a couple ways that you can usually handle this buddy, one of which we do not have on us right now, and that's with the Phantom Mirror. It's really fun just setting up a couple of Hydra copies, or I guess you can't do a couple anymore. Back in the day when they were just consumables, you could do that. But even just having one Laren and Hydra of your own duking it out is pretty sick. As it is here, I think I might have to just run away. Leave this vault for the moment. I'm trying to think of what kind of creative solutions there are to fight this buddy besides just get our piety back up there and spam smite. Keep smiting till dead. Okay, I'm gonna drink a teleport potion, or not potion, I'm gonna read a teleport scroll rather. And we're gonna take a few steps away just to waste the time there and immediately get teleported into the vault. So we're gonna read another scroll of teleport. Much better. Please, nobody see us? Okay, we heard a crashing sound. I actually should have been paying attention to that earlier, because when you get this vault, you do get the messages saying that, where is it here? You hear a crashing sound? That can be indicative of the Laren vault here. But okay. I'm so tempted to gather all my troops at the top of a stairway and bring the Laren and Hydra up into them, because it would be hilarious. But I think lose most of them. And that's not a very Messiah thing to do. So, for now, leave it alone. 2 rune vaults just sitting there ready for us at some point in the future. Yeah, I guess I could start going into somewhere like depths. Unfortunately, to enter vaults, I need at least 1 rune. Oh, or elf. Let's maybe head to elf for a bit. Dip our toes in there. We have a decent will score. We have resist electricity. We're sitting pretty there. So, goodbye to the scary, scary swamp vault here, and back to the Orcish mines. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff lying around on the floor there. You know what, I'll get it later. Maybe. We'll see if I remember. And let's head to the entrance of Elf instead here. This is a good place to find loot, so we might find something that is capable of fixing one or the other of our vault problems here. So we're looking for See Invisible. I don't know if just a flaming weapon is going to handle the Liarnin. It could, but I guess the other kind of long-term goal there is just get enough piety so that we can smite that buddy out of this realm. But let's draw. Oh, I can't draw all my orcs to me. Right, we're not at 4 pips, but that should be fine. The nice thing about Elf is that it's full of a lot of heretic priests, so we can gain a lot of piety. What's bad about this elf is we got this weird, like, pseudo Vaults 5 entrance, which is real wacky. I'm gonna wait a couple more turns as they close here. Okay, perfect. Let's just take a couple of you up. Absolute maniacs over here. Oh, blinking enemies are a pain in the butt, but there we go. Then we will drag these buddies to us. Don't have to go upstairs every single time if they're not all crowded around. Perfect. The only thing I would really appreciate having on us now that we don't is it'd be really nice to have oh crap, I'm immediately blanking on what I was thinking about. Oh, that's super embarrassing. What did I have last time around here? It's not the extra will. A reflection ego, because there's so many archers and a lot of like bolt spells that can be reflected, so that's super handy in elf. But fortunately we haven't been quite so lucky yet. Jeez, just the sorcerer alone there was a little scarier than I expected, but I think that was mostly some unfortunate rolls on our end. Ooh, reached level 18. That's exciting. Another stat score for us there. And you know, anytime I get a message like that, I think it's a good time, or at least reminds me to take a look at how everything is doing, see if we want to make any changes to our skills here. We could potentially hold off on fighting for a little bit. We have a decent amount of max health right now, and it would allow us to kind of focus down on some of these other skills for the time being. So maybe I'll turn off fighting. And then in terms of an auxiliary, I was kind of between throwing and evocations, but I guess we have a fair number of boomerangs and javelins, and we even are up to 5 nets now. So I'm gonna pop throwing on. We're also gonna equal sign G to set a goal here. Let's go for at least 10 for the time being, and I'll maybe even focus that so it's a bit quicker. That should give us a few more kind of tools in the belt to deal with some of the enemies we find. Agnes the Wanderer. So she is mostly dangerous just because she's fast and very evasive. So worst comes to worst here, I can just start smiting, but I am really hoping to regain some piety here. And she doesn't have a brand on her Latijang, so I'm hoping can get in a couple of hits here. Perfect. She doesn't hit that hard, just hits fast, so we at least didn't have to worry too much about suddenly being a hit away from death or anything like that. Also, I can kind of see the benefits of Rampage in situations like that. In the end there, I think I was manually moving too much. I think if I tab in the future, it will take the route that counts as like towards an enemy, because that's a little tricky again when it's not an exact straight perpendicular or diagonal for us here. But take a sip of the drink and let's keep going through elf here. A lot of janks are really cool weapons, but unfortunately not for this run. Or yes, not that unfortunately, seeing as how we have this incredible broad axe on us here. I also need to remember to give those water elementals just a little bit more caution than I would normally, because I'm used to our last victory in which we played the gargoyle, and gargoyles, since they're not breathing, don't have to worry about getting engulfed in the waves, but definitely something that can add up on these more mortal characters. I guess that's not exactly indicative of mortality. 2 necromancers. I think one of them immediately bind its soul. I think that's what that buddy is. So if I remember correctly, this gives him a chance to come back to life after dying. Yeah. But we're in a pretty sweet corridor here. And actually, double checking that again. Agony range 2%. Love to see that, because we don't want to have our health halved at this point here. And let's just stick in our little corner here, fighting these buddies one at a time. I'm gonna take this slow because I don't want anything creeping up behind us here, because that would be very unfortunate. Perfect. Managed to get through to that buddy even with the invisibility. And scary. Okay, that was just Drain hitting us. I thought for a second that we might have gotten some kind of agony effect, but Twisted Resurrection, what does that do? Causes nearby corpses to begin crawling together, merging into a horrible conglomeration of flesh. Very scary. Let's not give too many corpses around if we can do our best, shall we? Perfect. Not too shabby. And that was a very fitting necromancy tome to find behind those buddies. Let's get back on the road. Not quite at 4 pips of piety yet, but soon we can bring our brothers in on the fun here. I'm sure in most fantasy settings, I feel like orcs have a especially high amount of disdain for elves in particular, so I feel like I'm depriving my friends here. Keeping all the fun to myself and whatnot. +3 vampiric glaive. Oh, that is a beauty to give to someone. Definitely want this. I am running out of slots to just carry stuff around, especially since I'm carrying I'll grab staff around for no reason at this point. You know, we'll take it. And I just need to remember that's the first thing we'll drop if we find ourselves in desperate need of inventory space here. Okay, take this a little slow. Make sure we don't get surrounded as they kind of blink around the shallow corridor there. All good. Ooh, another scroll here. Let's not ignore it for now, but let us read our identify scrolls, which I didn't realize we even had. And this is not identified yet. I'm guessing this is 2 mutation potions though, and not 2 experience potions. So I won't bother identifying those, and we'll instead hit comma and see the scroll of holy word on the ground there. Perfect. I guess we will pick it up for now. Why not? We just freed a space by getting rid of all of our identify scrolls. It's a pain in the butt having to fight through summons. Especially when you do that, you son of a gun. There we go. And we can now recall our orcish followers. Friends, brethren, countrymen. Perfect. Let's do a quick check. It's easier to do this with my mouse. I could do some kind of find command and just look for the familiar names, but let's do a quick inventory. We still just have the 2 named buddies, so giving out gifts will have to wait. I guess we still need piety increase for that as well, so maybe getting a little ahead of myself in that regard. But this looks like the end of this floor, which is actually quite nice, because that means we can choose a new parking location. I guess this is probably going to do it. Oh, actually, this should work really well, because it'll pop enemies next to me. And then my friends will be surrounding it. Love to see it. Recall everyone here, get them stand by. And let's explore a wee bit further. Give them just a bit of a taste of what's to come here by bringing this buddy upstairs. Beautiful. Just insta-gibbed. And let's go. So this is an enemy we do not want to bring to our friends whatsoever. Either anything that does like bolt damage or huge area effects like that definitely should not bring home to our friends. Oh right, Rampage. Keep forgetting about that every single time. Yeah, this is a good solution. They'll close the door and then they'll close the distance with me. Dang it. I was hoping that the one behind would blink, but I'll take it. Start recalling my orcs as we start the fight here. These buddies do have bolt attacks, but I'm kind of just crossed my fingers at this point and hoping we killed them fast enough, and we did, fortunately. But finished the gathering, and then the stairs in a better location. Up here is worse, because in these confined corridors, there are a lot more spaces where our orcs can stand and be completely useless. But I think we're just going to have to take what we can get there, because our original stair is a bit far at the moment. Yeah, I'm not going to bother bringing these two home to meet the family. Let's just take them out on our own here. Keep moving. Keep it a bit slower here so that I don't get surrounded by enemies that I don't see coming. Not getting surrounded, but I'm getting beat up a little bit, especially this hasted buddy here. There we go, that dang old knight. And I need to kill this mage who has all these buddies summoned as well. Okay. I was really debating bringing everyone up to get some help and sharing the experience, but unfortunately it's not always quite so straightforward. A +8 hand axe of electrocution. So hand axes aren't great just because their base damage is so bad. Wow. I can't even kill this one though. There we go. Thought I'd give it a couple more turns before resorting to a smite, especially when I have a safe stairwell right there. But the +8 on that looks awesome, but unfortunately with the bad base damage, might not be the best move for us. I am curious if it might be worth it to hand off to one of our friends here. It's always something to keep in mind at the very least. But let's tell one to wait. I don't really want to wait out this elf approaching me, since if they have a bow, it's going to take a long time. Oh, but run out of arrows. Come on. Come. Step this way, please. Just 2 more steps. When you're invisible, that's not great, because our followers won't be able to attack anyway. But there we go. Bring them upstairs, sharing the experience. Like the killer clowns with +12 clubs, yeah. No, the first time I saw that, it definitely threw me off, especially since at that point in the game, I don't think I had discovered the way that base damage is calculated versus the slain enchantment rating. So I was very impressed by that on first blush, but not something that's too usable from a character point of view. Maybe head back into the corridor so we're at least body blocking. Wait, they're still shooting. Are they not hitting their friends? Well, let's close the door in front of us, make them at least take a step here. That's a bit better for us there. Same thing, step through, close the door. Nice when you can use doors to avoid ranged combat like that. Let's hop upstairs and heal up after that. Little bit of, I don't know, those situations look dangerous, but it's definitely a kind of bow danger. Or a controlled risk, I guess, is maybe the appropriate way to describe it. A slimy quarterstaff. Oh, I wish I had more identify scrolls and you could waste them to just see what that does, because I always like seeing what every artifact does. Never know when you might find one that's incredible, not just from a usability standpoint, but just from a occurrence standpoint and how rare it is, even if you never use it yourself. Okay, hide back in this corridor to heal up here, and And we will set off once again. Okay, I think I'm gonna walk around this buddy, take them upstairs, recall. Just want to share a little bit of our experience here if we can. And that's it, I guess. Almost on the floor. This will be entrance to Hall of Blades, +4 dagger, +0 falchion. I think that might be the worst weapon I've ever found in the Hall of Blades here. Just because they're usually at least enchanted if they're one of those more basic types. But bad day for that blade, I guess. And that should be just about it, because I'm not going to worry about the Hall of Blades at this point. How much do I agree with that statement I just made? It can be really nice, just in terms of maybe finding a couple of really great enchanted polearms to give to our followers, but at this time we don't even have that many names to give things out to anyway, so maybe we'll leave it at the moment, and in the future, if we find ourselves short on polearms, then that's a nice quick option there. But this is a much nicer stairway to park everyone at. +1 Vorpal Broadaxe. Dang, I saw Enchanted Broadaxe and I got real excited there. I mean, I'll still take it. You still just standing here? Okay, I guess we'll have to fight you since you're invisible. Oh, that makes sense. With a -2 longbow, that's why you're having some trouble. I'm gonna let my doggo in. Look at that. Miss Moot, what a good girl. Well done, you're eating? Oh, make sure. Oh, what a good girl. Do you want to come up and say hi today, or do you want to go straight to your bed? No? Okay, that's fine. What a sweetie.